the program will generate it. Okay, so print writer output stream, new file output stream, this output file that will be created after I run my program. Okay, we will have while line input stream dot read line is not null. Yani since the file has text, keep running. Okay, we will replace the characters, so it will exclude a full stop, question mark, comma. Okay, and it will lowercase all characters, and then it will split it by the space. Okay, the counter. Okay, we will set it to 1. Then we will have 2 loops. The first loop will go for the all words. The second one, it will check for two words. If they are equal, then the counter will be +1, and then it will reset the counter. Okay, then at the end it will print the word with the counter and reset the counter to 1. Okay, then we will close the output stream, will input stream, and I will print run. So now in my file, شوفوا ما في هنا output. Okay, I have no output. I will run the program, run. Okay, reading the file, done. If I go back to my file, I'll find there is a new file called output. Okay, so the solution is that 3 is repeated 3 times, word 3 times, R 3 times, and so on. Okay, this is the solution. يعني طبعا هو بس لأنه اليوم we have another lesson يعني هو أهم من هاد, so I need you to focus. So please انسوا الأسايمنت, يعني عندكم solution you can read it وتدربوا عليه لحالكم, بس now focus على الإشي اللي أهم. Okay, so please كلكم هلأ تروحوا على NetBeans, لأنه today we will have إشي جديد اسمه encapsulation. I think you took it already مع دكتور داود, بس we will take more exercises. Okay, شوف مين معنا. Okay, العدد منيح.
I don't think we took it with Dr. Dawood.
Maybe you don't know that يعني اللي هو الconcept, بس you take the set and get, right?
Yeah.
Yes, this is the encapsulation.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we call the set and get encapsulation. Okay, so what is encapsulation? It means that you have some properties that are private. Okay, يعني في عندكم attributes that are private. They can't be accessed except within the class. Okay, so these private attributes are only accessible by the class. If you want to access it from outside the class, you need to get methods set and get. Okay, طبعا as I told, we have set and get. I will give you one example, بس خلينا نشوف. Okay, بالlab manual, just go to encapsulation. Okay, so encapsulation, it's set and get. We have one example of get and another example of set. طبعا اللي هم الaccessor and the mutator. Okay, الaccessor اللي هي get, it will get the value, and the mutator will set the value. Okay, طبعا I will summarize this one. خليني أفتح لكم بس الوورد. Okay, just know that how to write get. So first of all, you will have public. Okay, then the return. إذا عندكم يعني إذا قاعدين على الPC ممكن تكتبوا this note أو write it down. Okay, so just public. Okay, return type. Okay. Then you can call the method get, for example, day. Okay, so this is the header of our method get day. Okay, let's say I want to create a method that will return the day. Okay, so public return type and then the name. Okay, here I call it get day. Inside it, I will return the day. So return day. Okay, let's say the day is integer, so we can say return a public int get day, and then it will return day. تمام? So this is the get method. أول شيء we have public, then the type, then name. So get day, get name, get anything, okay? It's better to call it with something get. Get, and what are you getting? Then don't forget the keyword return day. تمام? So this is الget. Okay? هلا the difference between الget and set. Set, you are just setting the value. Okay? You are not getting something. You will set. So set, just remember that it will always will be void. So public, the type of the set method is always void. تمام? So the difference is this one is an integer, يعني it can be integer, string, whatever the type of the return value, and the set is always void. Okay? خلينا هاي نخليها without color عشان بس تعرفوا the differences. Okay? So this is it has a return type. This is void. Then you can call set, for example, set day. Okay? Another differences is that set, you have to pass a value. Okay? You have to pass a value. ليش؟ لأنه you are going to set this value. So let's say int day. You are going to set day. So this is the second difference. Here is nothing, and in set you have to pass a value. Okay? It's better to use with a set the keyword this. Okay?
Yes.
This dot day equals day. It means that the value of day in the class, set it to the day that I pass it. Okay? And there is no return. Okay? It has return, there is no return بالset. تمام؟ يعني هاي باختصار كيف تعملوا الset والget. So just know that get, it has a return type and no need to pass anything. You are بس لأنه you are just getting, so no need to pass. And it has a return keyword. ليش؟ لأنه it will return something. إما set, it will be void. Okay, you will pass a value to set the variable. Then you will use this dot day, for example, equals day. طبعا this day is only an example. Okay, وضحت فكرة الset والget؟
Yes.
واضحة؟
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So يعني هاي أسهل طريقة عشان تحفظوا كيف تكتبوا الset والget. تمام؟ Okay. هلأ في عنا something else اللي هو static keyword. Who can tell me what is يعني when we use the static?
Doctor, when we want to share a variable with more than one person or an object, I forgot the right term.
Ah, yes, that's correct. The static keyword, we use it to have, for example, a variable or a class member that will be shared between all the instance of the class. Okay? يعني this value, it will be shared with all the class member. Okay, if we have method, it can access it. If we create many objects, it will have the same variable. يعني it is not specific for a certain object. يعني let's say in our university, all students have the same university name. كلهم they are in AAU, يعني AAU university, okay? بس some of them ممكن نحكي engineering college, pharmacy college, ممكن نحكي business, and so on. But they are all sharing the same university name. So when we declare the university name, we should declare it as static variable. Okay? وضحت شو static؟ يعني when you have something shared between all the class member. يعني it doesn't belong to a specific object. واضح الستاتيك؟
Yes.
Okay. طبعا we have static variables و static methods. حكينا ال static variable اللي هو it can be shared between all the objects. I have one example. خلينا بس أورجيكم إياه. Counter. Okay. Let's see this example. We have the class counter. It is declare a variable called count as a static integer count. So this variable count is declared as static. تمام. Then I have the constructor. Constructor will have count plus plus. It will increment the count. Then it will print the count. تمام. Then in my main method, I create 3 different objects, C1, C2, and C3. They are totally different, but they are all going to the same constructor اللي هو الcounter. When I run the program, it will increment the count first time. Then for C2, it will increment the count second time, and for the third, it will increment for the third time. Okay, so count, this variable count, it will be accessible by the 3 objects. يعني كلهم they can change the value of count. يعني if the C1 change the count value, it will make it, for example, 1. C2 will see the 1. C2 will see the last value of count. It will not see it as 0. It will see the value of 1. Okay, so when I run C2, it will increment the count. So count now is 2. When I create the object C3, it will go to the constructor, then increment the count. So count is 3. Okay, I will run the program. شوفوا شو طلع 1 2 3. يعني when I run this constructor, it increments the count. It was 0, so now it's 1, and then it prints it. بعدين C2, okay, I create a new object, so we will run the constructor, count plus plus, it increments the count. It was 1, so now it's 2, and then it prints it. بعدين counter 3 equals a new counter. يعني I will run the constructor, so I have count plus plus. It will increment and then print. Okay. يعني اللي هي النقطة إنه they can share the count variable and they also can change it. Okay, they can change the value of the count. هاي هي الفكرة. يعني it is not unique for a specific counter. تمام. يعني لما عملت هنا it was 0, بس لما شاف second object شاف الكاونت ما شافها 0, it was 1. عرفتوا إنه يعني they can change, يعني they can share it and change it. Clear?
Yes, doctor, yes.
Okay. Okay, also we have static method. Okay, this is an example of a static method. طبعا you should know that a static method also belongs to the class, not for a specific object. Okay, and also all variables that is used by static method should be static. Okay, I will show you one example. Okay, let's take this one. I have class public class calculate. I have the method cube. I define it as static. So cube, this one is a method. It is defined as static int cube. It will take an integer, then it will calculate the cube of that integer. So int c equals x times x times x, and then it will return the value of x. In the main method, I will have public static void main. I will define a variable called result to save the result of this method. So calculate the class name dot, then I called the method cube 5. If I run the program, okay, to have result, so it's 125. What I want to say is that let's say إنه في عندي هون okay high static. Okay, let's say إنه هنا في عندي int y equals to 0. Okay, بالآخر بس بدي أخلي y equals to c. Okay, أو خلينا نحكي خلينا هاي نطلعها برا. Okay, so بس int c. So this variable is not static. تمام؟ بس I want to use it in a static method. شوفوا شو راح يعطيني c equal. Okay, راح يعطيني error. شوفوا error. Non-static variable c cannot be referred from a static context. So it means that if the variable is not static, I cannot use it in a static method. If I define this one as static, okay, it's okay. So whenever you want to use a static method, all variables should be static. You cannot use non-static variable in a static method. واضح الstatic method؟
Yes,
أنه just know أنه both should be static. Okay. طيب let's take a new concept اللي هو overloading method. What do we mean by overloading? ممكن يعرف يحكي لي شو أخذتوا الكونسبت هاد ولا أول مرة بتاخدوه؟ Overloading.
no, Doctor. We talked about it. I think he just briefly mentioned it in last class.
Your voice is not clear. بس مين بحكي؟
I was saying he briefly mentioned it last class.
Okay. When you اوكي مش عارفة هاي المشكلة لما أعمل كون عاملة شير سكرين ما بيطلع لي الشات. اوكي هلا الأوفرلود it means that you have the same method name but with different arguments أو different خلينا types. تمام يعني you have the same method name repeated in the class but each time it has different arguments أو different attributes. تمام. We will take an example. Okay, I think we have one اللي هو هون. Okay, see this one. طبعا في بعدين exercises حاعطيكم انتوا تحلوه. Okay, let's say أنه في we have a method set date. Okay, the method set date it will be overloaded. But how? The first one, public void set date, it will take string and integer and integer. Okay, so public void set date it will take 3 arguments which are string month, int day and int year. Okay, we can have also another method called set date in the same program but it must have different arguments. Okay, so we can have another method set date with int month, int day and int year. Also we have 3 arguments but the differences is that we have this one as string and this one is integer. So overload it means that you have the same method name but with different parameters. Okay, this parameter can be a different type or ممكن different number of parameters or different return type and so on. وضحت فكرة override overload قصدي. اوكي حكينا overload بيكون عندك نفس الاسم نفس اسم الميثود set date بس اللي بيختلف اللي هو البارامترز الموجودين بالميثود. Okay, for example here we have string int. In the other method we have int. You can also have for example 2 parameters. Okay, 3 it's fine or you can have 2 1 it's okay but it must be the same name and different parameters and different return type. Okay,
Doctor?
yes.
What What does it help us with? Yani why would we use it?
Okay, خلينا نشوف. In this example, you want to set a date, okay? You will let the user enter a day. He can enter the month as a string, right? For example, instead of saying May, يعني month of 5, he entered May. Okay? Another person entered the month as integer, number 5. So you should have يعني both ways. You should give the user the option of creating a day. He can enter the month as string. He can enter May, then day equals 20, for example, and year 99. Or he can enter the month as integer. For example, number 5. But they are both equal. وضحت الفكرة؟
Yes, that's
Okay.
Doctor, and these two examples next to each other, like they're not in the same class, like they're two different examples, right?
لا, this can be in the same class.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah,
يعني
I
can be in the same class يعني this one and يعني after it the same class, it's okay. We have
So
one
we-
example here.
we
Okay.
generally use it to help the reader, right?
So, I can't hear بس مين بحكي؟ Okay مريم.
Yeah, we generally use it to help the reader.
يعني مش to help يعني هي to create object. يعني for example I want to create an object of this date with string integer and the second object I want to create it integer. Okay, this is an example يعني مش إنه بس عطول يعني it helps in creating an object. Okay. Okay, let's see this example. Okay, just think of it and give me the output. What do you think? This is an example of overloading method. Okay, بس خليني أعمل لكم إياها. Okay, so we have the class check overloads. We have the method add. See the method add, how many add we have. This is public int add. This is the first one. Okay, we have another one, public double add. Okay, the same name, but different return type and different parameters. These are both doubles. Here are both integers. And the third one, we have the same method name add with double return type, بس the difference عنا بالarguments. We have one as double, the second as integer. فشفتوا أنه they are all different. So just run this program and give me the result. إذا في حد عنده أي سؤال just stop me ومش مشكلة بنعيد. طبعا without using NetBeans يعني هي ممكن بس tracing.
It would be 10.
10?
Yes.
Okay, let's see the other. Does you understand the concept of overload?
Yes.
يعني this is an example of overload. شوف في أي answers. Okay, 10.
I'm sorry, it's not 10, it's 2, right? It's 2.
It's you run it on NetBeans?
No, it's 2.
Oh,
I
okay.
did it by tracing.
Yes. The answer is 2. The correct answer is 2. Okay. We will just trace it together. خلينا أفتح لكم بس NetBeans. Okay. So first we will go to our main method that it will be run. We have I1, okay, I2 and int D. Okay. خلينا. So أول شيء عنا I1 equals to 2. Okay, it's integer, so it is 2. Then I2 equals to 3. Since it's double, okay, since it's double, it will be saved as 3.0, صح? This one. I2 is double, صح? So it will be saved as 3.0, and D is integer, so D is 4. تمام? This is the value of I1, I2, and D. Okay, just make sure to save I2 as a double value. So even if I entered here 3, it will be saved as 3.0 because it is double. Okay. Then we have the object load from the class check overload, which is this one. Okay, we just created the object. Then system.out.println, the result is load, okay, the object load dot add, which is the method. طبعا here we have 3 methods add. They all have the same name. حكينا بس different types. This one is integer. These both are double. بس the differences is in the arguments. These both are 2 integer. These 2 are both double. And this one double and 1 integer. We will see which one we will run for this number. معناته load dot add I1. I1 كم عنا إياها؟ I1 is 2 times 3.0 صح؟ So this is the first one. هاي first argument. بعدين comma حيكون عنا D is 4. هلا we will calculate 2 times 3, which is 6.0. Okay, so I will check the method add that takes a double value and the second is as integer. Okay, طبعا هاي طلع مجموعهم ضربهم 6.0. Multiplication here equals 6.0, which is a double value, and the second parameter is an integer. So I will go and check which add method have double then integer. The first one integer, so I will not use it. The second one double طبعا هاي double integer, not this one. The third one double integer. So this add method will go and run this method. عرفتوا كيف عرفتها؟ عرفتوا كيف وصلت هون؟
Yes, doctor.
Okay, so when I run this this program, it will go and run this method. It will make A minus B. So A, which is 6, minus B, here 4. The answer will be 2.9. The result is 2.0 اللي هو ال A, which is 6.0 minus 4 equals to 2.0. Don't forget إنه double minus integer, the answer should be double. So run the file. So the result is 2.0. واضحة ولا نرجع نعيدها؟ نرجع نعيد؟
Yes, please.
اوكي بس عشان نسهل لكم اياهم خلينا هدول نحطهم. Okay, so this is my program. شوي بس خليني أسكر الباب. اوكي هلا شوفوا شو عندنا. we have الميثود add. طبعا الميثود add هي الاوفرلود. why? because we have 3 methods that have the same name, but it can be different in type أو different بال parameters. So first one the type integer and it takes 2 integer. The second one return type is double and it takes 2 double, and the third one the return type is double but it takes 1 double and 1 integer. Okay, in my main program I will see which add I will run. مثلا أنا عندي هاي الاد it will run أي واحدة منهم. طبعا it depends على type of my parameters. Okay, so first of all I have int I1 equals to 2, double I2 equals to 3. It is 3 but in the يعني the PC will be saved as 3.0 because it is double. الانتجر d equals to 4 معناته it's 4. بس هي أهم شي تعرف إنه double it will be saved as 3.0. Okay, now system.out.println the result is load.add I1 times I2. I1 times I2 يعني 2 times 3.0 كم حيكون؟ اوكي زي كأني بحكي 6.0 صح؟ اللي هي خلينا نحكيها اللي هي 2 times 3.0. اوكي so هاي أول parameter حيعطيني 2 times 3.0 which is equal to لو ضربنا 2 times 3.0 حيكون 6.0. تمام؟ والدي كم عندي إياها الدي؟ 4. معناته رح أروح أدور على method that takes the first parameter as double and the second as integer. So double وهي integer. معناته I will run this method. ما رح أروح لدبل لأنه الفور عندي إياها مش double، ولا رح أروح integer because the first parameter is double. فالصح هي هاي. If I run the program هيعمل لي 2.0. طب خليني أعطيكم if I use سيبكم من هاد. خلينا نحكي لو بدي أعطيكم 4 و5 كم حيكون الأنسر؟ which واحدة which method it will run if I pass 4 and 5?
The first one.
First one.
First one ليش؟ لأنه integer and integer. خلينا نشوف. طبعا integer and integer حيكون A plus B يعني 4 plus 5 so the result is 9. تمام؟ طب خلينا نبعت double value اللي هي 3.0. خليني أحكي لكم 5.0. okay it's just a double value. شو بتتوقعوا يكون الجواب؟ which one حينعملها run؟
Second one, so it will be 20
15
or 15.
okay yes 15.0 so just multiplication. عرفتوا كيف هي هي نفس الاد بس I play with the parameters. My program will go and check which method should be run. تمام؟ وضحت فكرة الأوفرلود؟
Yes, doctor.
Okay. In a backpack. Okay. خلصنا هاي. Okay, now we will go and see الconstructor. طبعا انتوا أكيد يعني بما إنه you took the classes and objects يعني أكيد سمعتوا بالconstructor.
Yes.
Why we use the constructor? Okay, we use the constructor when we want to create the object. تمام. So we use the constructor هيو يعني هي شو لما كنا نعمل my class اللي هو class name then the object equals new my class. So شايفين هاي my class this is the constructor. It means that you are creating a new object. So the keyword new, it means that you are creating a new and object. So you are creating new object of this class. So constructor we use it when we want to create object from a class. Okay. طبعا here is some examples. We will go and solve one question. Okay. طبعا you should know that the constructor must have the same class name. صح? If you have the class is called let's say circle, so the constructor will be called circle. Okay, so you must know that they have the same class name. Also, there always a default constructor. Okay, a default constructor, it means that it has no parameter. So this one is a default constructor. It will be public, then date. Okay, date without any parameters between the two brackets. This is the default constructor. Okay, واضحة فكرة ال default constructor بس هيكون the same class name and without parameters. Okay, إما the other types of the constructor, for example here, it will have the same class name, okay, but with parameters. For example, here I have the constructor date with 3 parameters and all are integers. Okay, so int, and the constructor is the same class name. The second constructor I can have multiple constructor. تمام. مثلا هون my constructor, okay, the same class name, but also it takes 3 arguments, but the first one is string. So string, integer, okay, and let's say I want to create another constructor with 1 parameter, for example, a year. Okay, this is just an example. So whenever I want to use one of these constructor, I will go and create an object. Date 1 equals a new date, December 16, 1770. So when I create this object, date 1, which constructor it will run? هاي the concept of overloading. مريم اللي كانت تسأل يمكن. Okay, فهير I'm creating an object, date 1, with the constructor that takes the first argument as string, then integer. So I'm going to use this one. Okay. So here I'm creating an object called date1 with the first argument string, which is December, then day 16 and year 1770. Another object I want to create, which is date2. Okay, new date. This is a constructor. Okay, date 1, 27, 17, 59, 56. Okay, which constructor I will use? Okay, the one that takes 3 integers. So 3 integers. When home. Okay, hey, int month, int day, int year. So when I want to create this date, I used this constructor that takes 3 integers. Okay, for the last لا مش last date 3, I used a constructor that takes only 1 integer, so I will go and check the integer. طبعا this one that takes only 1 integer. Okay, 1 integer year, so it will replace the year and set the day and month to 1. Okay, يعني this is we are just assuming that it's the first day of the first month. Okay, then date. Okay, this one the default يعني يعني no day no يعني default one هيها هتكون month equals to January, day equals 1 and year equals to 100 يعني I define this default constructor. So whenever I create an object from the default constructor, I will set the values to month equals January, year equals 1 and year equals to 1000. We will take an example on this one. كلكم قاعدين على PCs لأنه you have to submit this exercise. So we'll go step by step together. قاعدين على PCs.
Doctor, you want to submit right now?
Doctor, I was taking notes. I'm gonna open it now.
Okay, خلاص I will give you for the next week. بس يعني we're going to solve it. فأحسن لكم إنه just work with me. If we move the third method. I am sorry يعني مش هلا شفت المسج بس مش عارفة عن أي سؤال. Okay, so we will start doing this exercise together. So first of all, we are going to create a class called basketball team. تمام? So just go. طبعا I have it here ready. Anywhere خلينا مثلا هون new Java class. Okay, just call it one basketball team. We'll call our class basketball team. Then, okay, then we will have one. Okay, then we have 3 data fields: team's name, winning points, and losing points. So I will create 3 variables. Okay. So here I created the 3 variables. Okay, so just create 3 variables. You can يعني since it's a class أحسنكم تعملوها private. Okay, whenever you have class, it's better to define the attributes as a private. So private string team name and private int winning points, private int losing point. Okay, team's name يعني it must be string, the winning points integer, and the losing point is integer. Okay. So now we will create our constructor. Okay, our first constructor هيكون public. طبعا constructor should be public. The same class name. Okay. Okay, the constructor, this is the constructor. It will be public basketball team with the same class name. And then I will set the properties to the values. So I will receive, يعني when I create the object, I will send name and integer and integer. So the first string, it will be set to the team name. يعني whatever value I send here, it will be saved in team name. And the second number, اللي هو integer, it will be set to winning points. And the end loses, it will be set to the losing point. Okay. So this is our first constructor. So when I create an object, I will send a name, then a number, then number. The first argument, it will be saved in team name. The second one, it will be saved in winning points, and it loses, it will be saved بالlosing points. Okay, so هاي الconstructor. Just make sure إنه it should be the same class name. Basketball, then basketball team. في حدا بيكتب معي؟ عشان اللي بكتب استناه.
Yes, doctor.
اوكي معناته بس تخلصوا بس احكوا لي انه done.
خلصت.
اوكي. So هو احسن شيء تستخدموا كلمة this. It's easier. تمام. So this dot team name and so on. Okay, then the second constructor, it will take only the team's name. Okay, so write a constructor that takes only the team's name and set the winning points and losing point to 0. So this constructor will only take one name, and the winning points and losing point will be set to 0. Okay, so we have the second constructor. Okay, there is a note that this constructor should call the first constructor. Okay, so in this constructor, it will take only one parameter, which is the name, the team name. Okay, and then the winning points and losing point equals to 0, and it should call the first constructor. So I will put this. So this I use it to call this constructor. Okay, so this is this constructor. I will pass the name, and 0 it will be replaced by the integer wins, and this 0 it will be replaced by the int loses. So this way I called this constructor. Okay, but the difference is that this constructor will receive 3 parameters, and this one will only receive 1 parameter, which is the team name. Okay, just know in your constructor it must have the same class name. Okay, you can create multiple constructor. ممكن يكونوا 3 arguments أو ممكن 1 ممكن nothing. Okay, default constructor اللي هي that takes no argument, هاي it's default. حتى انتوا لو you didn't create it, Java it will create a default one. يعني حتى لو انتوا ما عملتوها it will create it.
So, doctor, the last code we entered is to call the basketball
team constructor.
Yeah,
yes, this one.
And
So
it was used for the winning points and losing points.
أيوة, yes. So this one is calling this constructor. So حتى هو في شيء حلو بالNetBeans when you just want to know which خلينا مثلا نحكي method أو which variable it is, just double click on this one. It will highlight which constructor it's calling. So this مثلا, so see this one is calling مثلا name team. طبعا يعني it's this one. ممكن نحكي لي wins. No, this one you will know which one is calling. So this is calling this constructor. Okay.
Yes, doctor.
تمام. Okay, then we will create method that returns the team name. طبعا this method اللي هم set and get. So whenever we want to return a value, it will be get. Okay, we are not setting a team name, thus we are getting the team's name. معناته public getter and setter should be public. So public. Okay, team name is a string, so the return type should be string. Then ممكن أسمي الميثود get team name. Okay, حكينا get it will take no parameter, so البارامتر حيكونوا empty. Okay, then return team name حيكون اسمه team name. اوكي بس اشوف عشان يكون نفس الاسم. اوكي انا هون مستخدمين get name مثلا get team name. اوكي it's the same خلاص. اوكي this is we created to return a team name. We will create another method to return the winning points. So the same thing, getting حتكون public. The type of winning points is integer. So get winning points. حكينا get it's empty parameters. Okay, and then it will return winning points, which are winning. Okay, then we will get a losing point. So public losing point are integer. Get losing point.
دكتور صح إنه ممكن نعمل بس إنه insert codes
بس يعني هاي أسهل، بس صراحة ما بحب أستعملها يعني لأنه ممكن تجيك بامتحان ما تكوني عارفة كيف تنكتب، فأحسن إنه you practice it. Okay. So this method get losing point, it will return a losing point. مثلا هون يعني I don't need a set, so I didn't create a set. In my question there is nothing to set, so يعني ما عملت set methods. Okay. تمام لهون؟ You
Yes,
get? Okay.
Yes, sir.
طيب then we have create a method to increase the winning points by 1. Okay, so we will create a method to increase the winning points and another method to increase the losing point by 1. طبعا you will create a method increasing, you are just increasing فحيكون في type ولا ما حيكون في type؟ شو حيكون ال type of this method? Just increasing.
Integer.
I don't want to return. بس just like it's type of setting بس هي يعني هون إنه just increasing.
Oh, so it's void.
Seems, yes, it is void. خلينا نشوف. Okay, هاي. So public void when my method name is when I will just increase the winning points يعني increase, so plus plus, or you can make it يعني into winning points equals to winning points plus 1. Okay, these two statements are equal, so you can just say winning points plus plus or winning points equals winning points plus 1. So both statements are the same. Okay, so this method we will just increase the winning points by 1, and the same thing for methods that increase the losing points by 1. So public, we said it is void because we are just increasing. The method name I call it lose, then losing point plus plus. So it will increase the losing point by 1. كلير لهلا؟ في أي سؤال؟
كله واضح دكتور.
واضح. Okay. هلا we have خلصنا create a method to increase. Okay, we have to create a method named record مثلا that returns good record when the team has more winning points than losing points, and bad record when a team has less winning points than losing point. Okay, so we'll create two methods. One is good record and one is bad record. So we can يعني assume this is a Boolean method. خلينا نسميها public. public boolean good record. Good record. Okay. Okay, خلينا نشوف هنا. Okay, so this method, good record, it will return if the winning points is greater than a losing point, it will return true. Else it will return false. فإذا the winning points is greater than a losing point, it will return true. إما إذا bad record إذا كانت losing point أكبر فحترجع true. يعني this method, bad record and the good record, it will return a boolean value which is true or false. Okay, so if I called good record, it will return true. إذا يعني إذا they are winning, it will return true. If not, it will return false. Now we will use these methods. يعني هي حتبين معنا بالmethods.
Shouldn't the method return good record if it has more winning points?
Okay, بس إنه هاي حتكون you want to return it in a string value. Okay, it's up to you يعني بصير يعني I return it as boolean. I will return the string in my main class مش هون.
Okay.
يعني it's okay يعني ممكن حتى تخلوها void. Okay, you can just call it void. بس هلا حتشوفوا ليش هيك أحسن. Okay, you will see a new way for printing the result. Okay. Okay, clear لهلا. يعني here just I created the class basketball. Okay, with these methods اللي هم good و record و bad record و lose و win و getting losing point و getting winning point و get name and to constructor. Okay, now I will create my خلينا أسمي program مثلا. Okay, you can create طبعا يعني class يكون بعده يعني بس بتسكروا one method. Okay, after this method you can create your test program or you can create it in a different program. طبعا if you create it in a different program you need to import the class basketball team. If you write your text here, your program here, no need. Okay, so we will now write our test class. Okay, we will create our basketball object which is named AAU with 6 wins and 8 loses. So I will create an object of basketball team. So after this bracket خلينا هون ممكن نسميه AAU equals new basketball team. Okay, I will use string then integer then integer. So string AAU then integer is 8. Okay, so here which constructor I used اللي هو this one string and int. So it will set the team name to AAU and the winning points to 6 and losing point to 8. Okay, then call the method that returns good record and print out the score. هلا I want to show you بس خلينا مثلا نطلع هون. Okay. مش حاطة المين method. Okay, نسينا المين method هون. Okay, just after this bracket ends, you have to write the main method. Okay, that means that this is your test program. يعني when you run your program, it will run this part. Okay. طبعا main method لازم يكون عندها 2 brackets. opening bracket or closing bracket.
Yeah, I just have a question.
Mhm.
We always used to do like the main method in one class and what we did in another class. So it's okay if we do it in the same class.
Yes. Yes, but make
Okay.
sure and know you close the last method and then you open another one. If you use two separate classes, you need to import the class basketball. Let's take an example. Okay, I have here my class العادي اللي هو اللي فيه just the attributes and methods. I want to create another test class. So just test class test basketball. خلينا نسميه basketball. Okay.
Oh, okay. So
Okay.
it still works if you
It's
write the main in the
yes.
same.
Mhm. طبعا هنا you need to get set will get because these are private لأنهم هنا are private so it can't be accessed. So if you want to just get طبعا هون لأنه get losing point هون شو winning point and instead of this get a losing point. Okay. So يعني هاي يعني two ways بس أنا يعني أفضل أو ممكن تعملوها two separate classes يعني it's up to you. Okay بس هنرجع لهون مثلا طبعا هون it can access it يعني directly ليش؟ لأنه they are both in the same class winning points بس لما تعملوها بالنيو class لا لازم تستخدموا get and set. Okay. dot losing points. Okay, so we created our object AAU. Okay, we set the team name to AAU, the winning point to 6 and the losing point to 8. Okay, I will just print normal statement اللي هي first quarter. Then I will print if it is good record or not. شوفوا كيف عملت AAU dot good record. This is this method. Okay, good record is a method. I use the question mark. أتوقع you know the question mark. If it is true, if this method returns true, it will print good record. If it is false, it will print bad record. Okay, يمكن ناردين اللي كانت تسأل. So in this way, I will return good record or bad record by using the question mark. If this method returns true, since it's Boolean, يعني it should return true or false. So if it returned true, it will print good record. If it was false, it will print bad record. Then I am going to print the winning points. Okay, and I'm going to print a losing points. خلينا just run this part. Okay, first quarter, bad record. Why bad record? Because the winning points are 6 and losing points are 8. فهون it's bad record. Why? Because the losing points are greater than the winning points. تمام. So I used a good record this method. يعني this method I didn't use it بس just to know يعني you can create it. Okay, so good record it returns true or false. إذا كانت true حتتبع لي good record. إذا كانت bad it will print bad. إذا كانت false it will print bad record. Okay, هاي هون خلصنا لهون. We print out the score by printing AAU dot winning point أو AAU dot losing point. حكينا لو بدكم تطبعوهم بكلاس تاني you need to use get the winning point and get losing point. بس لأنهم موجودين بنفس الكلاس it's fine يعني تعملوهم يعني بس باسمهم dot وال variable. يعني this is not a method. This is a variable. Okay. Now we will make 4 calls to the method that increases the winning points by 1 and 1 call to the method that increases the losing point by 1. Okay, how we will call it? Object AAU okay dot method that increase winning points by 1, which is 1. So AAU dot 1. Okay, this is the first call. The second call نفس الشيء AAU dot 1. طبعا هاي 2 calls 3 4. Okay, so we made 4 calls to the method and 1 call to the method that increases the losing point by 1. So losing point that increases the losing point named lose. So AAU dot lose. So I made 4 calls for the method win that would increase the winning point by 1, and 1 call to the method lose that would increase losing point by 1. Okay, then I will make another test. I will check the winning points يعني كم حيصيروا, if it is bad record or a good record. Okay, so the same thing, بس خليني أعمل system .out.print and خليها هيك. Okay, then a second نحكي second quarter. Okay, we can use the same code هون. Okay, copy paste. So I will check if it is good record. If it is true, it will return good record. If it is false, it will return false record. يعني this method will return true or false. حكينا إذا كانت true, it will print good record. إذا كانت false حتكون bad record. Then it will print the winning points and losing point. Let's run. Okay, so first quarter هي أول شيء bad record. Why bad record? Because the winning teams are winning points are 6 and the losing points are 8. Second quarter, when we increment the winning points by 1, 2, 3, 4 by 4, so it is 6 now. The winning points are 10, and the losing points it was 8. We increase it 1 time, so now it's 9. It is good record. Why? Because the winning points are greater than losing points. So it is a good record. كيف واضحة؟ شباب حدا معي؟
يس دكتور، بس عندي شو اسمه
download attendances. Okay. في حدا عنده طب سؤال؟ في error؟
I don't have an error, but when I run it, it tells me it's successful, but I don't have an output coming out.
And let me see the code. Can you share your screen ولا لا؟
I'm doing it on my PC and my teams are on the phone.
Phone. Okay, you can just send me the code private. Okay, anytime after the class you can send it and I will check it.
Okay. But I don't have any errors in it, so is that possible? And it doesn't print out even though there's no error?
I think you missed something. يعني maybe you missed creating a new class, a new object. But even though يعني it will give you an error. Just right click and run file. Don't run the project itself.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Try this one.
Oh, okay. Yes, worked. Yeah.
Work? Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Okay. محمد في سؤال؟
يس دكتور، في عندي ايرور.
اوكي، ممكن تبعت لي سكرين شوت؟
يس.
اوكي. طبعا بس قبل ما انسى خليني افتح لكم submission link for this exercise and another exercise. The second exercise تقريبا نفس الشيء، يعني حتى انتوا لو شايفين انه بكون حطيت لكم يعني each step what you will do. Just create class named employee. حتعملوا الاتريبيوتس هاي. حيكون عندكم string للemployee first name, string للemployee last name, int للemployee ID, string للchild name. حيكون يعني الemployee child name حيكون عنده child name، بس حيكون عنده 3 childs. فهدول ال 3 child حيكونوا as a list as array. بديش أحكي list array. أوكي. ممكن برضو الemployee يعني يعني مثلا ممكن نحكي إنه زي، خلينا نحكي إنه insurance he can create له 3 up to 3 children. ممكن يكون حدا عنده بس 2، ممكن حدا يكون عنده بس 1. so it's up to you. يعني انتم ممكن تعملوا employees يعني عنده 1 child أو 2 children أو 3 children. okay, so it's up to you. بس هو إنه up to 3 maximum 3 حيكون عنده. okay, then you will retain the number of children زي ما حكينا. ممكن يكون عنده 1 ممكن يكون عنده 2 ممكن يكون عنده 3. okay, then you will have number of employees. كم employee انتوا عملتوا. okay, و string الcompany name. طبعا انتوا هدول شايفينهم انهم static company name لأنه all employees will be working in the same company, and number of employees يعني number of employees in this company will be static لأنه كلهم حيكونوا مثلا هذا الرقم ما حيتغير. so static employee number and static company name. طبعا number of employees مش ال ID. okay, تفرق عن هاي. طبعا الميثودز حتعملوا getter و setter. بعدين حتعملوا no arguments constructor اللي هو default. بعدين ال constructor that creates employee with the first name, last name and ID. يعني حيكون عندكم constructor with 3 parameters: string first name, string last name and integer ID. بعدين حيكون عندكم method اسمها add child. طبعا هاي ال add child هي اللي راح تضيف child تابع للemployee هاد. okay, so add child method to add child in the employee children list. okay, طبعا to string methods اللي هي راح تطبع ال employee first name وال employee last name and ال ID. okay, بعدين حتعملوا test class تعملوا فيه employee في إنه employees يعني 10 employees. بعدين assign أسمائهم وال first name وال last name وال ID. برضو ممكن تعملوا add children. هون حقدر لكم up to 3 children. ممكن 1 ممكن 0 ممكن 2 ممكن 3. it's up to you يعني بس not more than 3. okay, بعدين حتعملوا ال children name للإمبلويهات. آخر شي display the company name and number of employees in that company. طبعا انتوا حاولوا تحلوه. هعطيكم للأحد الجاي عندكم أي quizzes أي يعني حيكون عليكم صعب الأحد الجاي. طلاب بس احكوا لي متى احط لكم السبمشن ديت لأنه بعرف إن هاي فترة كويزز، فلو حطيناها الأحد الجاي بتسلموه يعني حيكون
Yes.
بس عندكم.
I think that's good. Yeah.
اوكي، ما هي معكم 1 week يعني ما تيجي تحلوه بس بالويكند يعني هاي من هلا بلشوا عشان إذا صار عندكم أي شيء احكوا لي قبل. Okay, so
Doctor, then sorry, can you make it like on Tuesday, not on Sunday?
Tuesday.
Yes, because like for me, I only have the weekend to do it. Because the rest of the week I have 2 exams.
خلاص okay, we'll make it on Tuesday submission. هو 13 October. لا 3 الأسبوع اللي بعده اللي هو يوم لا 13 سوري لا مش 13 20 قصدي 20 سوري. اوكي construct. اوكي
دكتور، التسليم بتاع النهاردة اللي احنا حليناه دلوقتي مع حضرتك بنسلمه هنا ولا في حتة معينة؟
لا هو هون الاثنين بتسلموا 2 exercises بتسلموهم هون. اوكي سو حفتح لكم number of upload بس خليه 30. اوكي طبعا after 20 I will not accept. okay 20. okay, so just upload the solution of these 2 exercises. Save and return. okay بالconstructor.
دكتورة يعني بنسلم اللي عملناه الحين
أيوة والأسايمنت هحط لكم إنه submit ال 2 exercises اللي موجودة بصفحة 33 اللي عملناه اليوم، وسبمت الإكسرسايز الثاني اللي هو صفحة 34. أوكي بس خليني أكتب لكم إياها كمان عشان ما ننسى. أوكي submit exercise page 33 and 34.
دكتورة
مهم.
ممكن هي آخر جزء بالكود اللي قبل شوي، لأني بس في جزء صغير ما كتبته.
أوكي سيبها. أيوة هذا التست.
بس خلاص.
تمام اوكي سو ما تنسوا تعملوا لهم سبميت للتو اكسرسايزز اللي عندنا. تمام في حد عنده اي سؤال؟
يس في كود بس انا مش كاتبه.
شوي بس اشوف انت من شو كانت
اللي هي عندي انا الوينز اللي فيها الايرور.
تأكد من السبيلينج نفس انت عامل الميثود وين؟
لا
ما هي ما عندك اياها هيها public void when او مثلا انت ممكن تسميها wins بتعمل increment للwinning points. تمام والميثود lose حتعمل increment للlosing points.
Doctor, I can copy paste the codes onto Word and then submit it as a Word file, right?
yes okay بس أهم شيء not يعني ما تعملوش screenshot because I need to copy the code and run it on my PC فما يكون بس image. تمام
Yes, doctor. Thank you.
اوكي يعطيكم. في حد عنده سؤال؟